Genevieve, Martin, is mi drolling agus céad mille fáilte. An bhfuil tú go má friends, serious topic today. Serious in a way that it deals with the mind. Deals with something that we do every day, whether we're aware of it or not. And that's dreaming. We spend half our lives laying down. Sometimes we're asleep. Right? So, yeah. All seriousness aside, this is important stuff. What we're talking about, lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming. Most of us have heard of it. Some of us are aware of it. Not many of us know how to do it. Well, I'm going to give you my personal tips and tricks that work for me. They may or may not work for you. But I will say that these tricks do work. If they're not working for you, you have to either find a different trigger or a different way to do these things. So, lucid dreaming is basically being in a dream and being aware within the dream that you're dreaming. And then not waking up. You have to remain vigilant within the dream, constantly reminding yourself that you're dreaming. If you don't do this periodically, you're going to wake up. The mind wants to be alert and awake and here, present now. It doesn't want to realize that it's doing two realities at once. You can be aware sometimes that you're, I'm dreaming. This is a dream. Wow, I'm a dream. You can have that experience at the same time as hearing the television or hearing, your family talk and fully understanding the conversation. You're just not replying. So you can hear what's going on, but then you're also in the dream and you're also experiencing a different reality. These things are possible. And as always, I already wrote a blog post about this. If you go to the Wren's Nest, or I think it might be like drolling.blogspot, you'll come across my page. Just Google it. It'll talk more in depth about these things than I want to cover in the video. I don't want to chew up your day when I've already written it down. But I can go over some really basic, key things about lucid dreaming. Excuse me, I'm going to grab some tea. Oh, that's great. So how do we begin to lucid dream? Have to start questioning your waking life. Excuse me. You have to start questioning what makes this reality so real. Why is it so concrete? And is it so concrete? When you're in a dream, it's completely real to you. Why is this reality any different than that reality? Why does there have to be this hard boundary between here and there? There doesn't have to be. Ancient cultures didn't have that. So there's these things that you can read about. They're called triggers. They are special little things that you can become aware of and tuned in to and tap into in your everyday reality that you can use in dream consciousness. Now, not all of them are going to work for you, but these are some that work great for me. A light switch. A light switch clearly makes our lights turn on and off. You go, right? On and off, on and off, on and off. Do that a couple times a day. When you go to turn the lights on, turn them on, turn them off, turn them on, turn them off, and actually notice that this switch makes that go on, off. That doesn't work in dream world. That switch has no effect on the light. So if you're sleeping and you're aware, oh, I'm dreaming, or I think I'm dreaming, validate it by finding a light switch and clicking it on and off. And you will find that it has no effect. And you'll be like, oh my God, I really am dreaming. That's step one into lucid dreaming. It's confirming that you really are, within the moment, actually dreaming. Once you are at the point of realization, you have to do something immediately to remain in that state of consciousness that exercises a means of control. Doing something very creative that you cannot do in this reality. Float, levitate, fly, jump over giant cars, take giant leaps over cars, jump over a building. Do something you would normally not do in this reality to confirm, super speed. Just think like a superhero. Just do something amazing, right? That will keep the mind active. And you'll keep doing, well, what if I can do this? And what if I can do that? Start to play with that reality. What are some other good triggers? For me, it's the wind. I can notice that the leaves are blowing, but I don't feel the wind physically. But that's a little bit more advanced. Most people don't get that one right away. But we all have digital clocks. We all have phones. We all have a microwave or a coffee pot or a stove or oven, where there's a digital time. You cannot read digital time in your sleep. The numbers will be jumbled. They're not solid. They shift, they move. You have to really notice it though. Stare at it. Contrary to popular belief, you cannot read in your dreams. We've all seen those things floating around the internet where all the letters are jumbled and it says something along the lines of if you can read this, you're very intelligent because of the brain blah. No, you're not very intelligent. Our brains recognize words as symbols. As long as some of the words have their letters in order, and they can have numbers and letters mixed, you can, as soon as you start to read it, it starts coming faster and faster. That's how your brain reads in your sleep. Try to read something like a book, a text message, or fine print newspaper in your dreams. You cannot. You will notice that you're not actually reading word for word. You're just reading. You might understand what it's saying. I'm not saying that you can't understand what the passage is saying. What I am saying is you're not reading word for word in your dreams. You will look at it and it will say, for instance, maybe it says welcome, like Cad Malafalcha or something like that. The letters will be swapped. Some will be missing. You're not actually reading all the letters for each word. So reading in your dreams can be a trigger. You'll go, wait, I'm actually not reading this. Anything with technology is usually a good trigger. Using the phone, sending a text message, being on the phone, and then they're all of a sudden they're just not there and they're not replying to you. They're not speaking back, or trying to text and it's not going through, or you can't seem to send it, and no, because you're dreaming. Pay attention to people's mouths when they're speaking. Oftentimes, the sound you're perceiving in your dream from their mouth, from their words, is not matching in sync. It's just off. People's faces can often change in your dream. One minute you're speaking to someone that you know, and then their facial features have changed in such a way that it's no longer them, but it's still them. And then before you know it, it's an ex-girlfriend, and then it's your mom. Then it goes back to the person, and there's different features. But the entire time in the dream, you still have the feeling you're speaking to that one person. That's also a common trigger. Now, here's a big one. This might take you a little bit of time. Pain. You cannot experience physical pain while you're sleeping in a dream. You think that you do. You think that you do so much that you're in pain and there's agony, and you wake up from the pain. The brain can play funny tricks on you. I assure you, if you can tap into pain in this world, in this reality, in your waking life. By the way, that's an excellent movie if you get a chance to watch it. It's called Waking Life. That's what I'm going to do. I'll do a film review of a bunch of movies that deal with these types of topics. So watch Waking Life if you can. It kind of deals with this stuff. Lucid dreaming. But pain. Here's an example. When I was a teenager, I had a dream that there was a tiger that was escaped from a zoo, and all these people were running through this field, and I was with them, and the tiger was hot on my heels, and I wasn't going to make it because he was right there. So I just turned around and accepted my fate, and I just stuck my arm out for him. And he bit down on my arm, and he was thrashing me around. And I remember screaming, "Oh my God, I'm going to die, oh my God." And then I realized, wait a minute, this doesn't hurt. I'm not actually feeling any pain from this. This doesn't hurt. Why is this not hurting? I should be dying. And then, when I realized it, he stopped, and I stood up, and I was like, what's going on? And the tiger spoke to me. He's like, "You're dreaming." I was like, what do you mean I'm dreaming? He's like, "You're dreaming." I was like, what do you mean? I couldn't understand. I'm just dreaming. Interesting enough, as I started to realize I was dreaming and I was entering that state of, I didn't do anything to actively pursue the beginning stages of the lucid dream. I must have been thrashing around in bed and was woken up by someone saying, "You're dreaming, you're dreaming." So, pain. I don't know if you guys experience pain on a daily basis. I hope you don't. But instead of running from it, embrace the pain. You get to know pain. Pain is real. Pain makes you feel alive. It's not a good thing. it shouldn't be enjoyable. If it is, you could be wired differently. That happens. Perhaps you're going to get a tattoo in the near future, right? Tattoos are pain. Don't go to your happy place. Don't run from that pain. Embrace the next tattoo that you get. Know the pain. Feel it. Be in the moment. Be like, damn it, that sucks right there. That's okay. That's why you're getting it. But doing things in your normal conscious state, that your waking life, questioning the reality here and now, will help you question it while you're sleeping. It kind of transfers over. Now, there's probably all sorts of books on this. There's probably tons of websites. My blog covers it short and sweet. There's probably more examples of triggers that I put on there for you guys. So if you're interested in lucid dreaming, check out my blog. It's really good. But lucid dreaming is not just used for entertainment. There's so many things you can do with lucid dreaming. Wow, this is gone already? Lucid dreaming is a great tool to get to know the self. Imagine being in a reality where you have complete control like a deity. It is your world. Your imagination is the only thing that limits you there. Think about that. If you can think about it, you can do it there. It might take training. It might not. For some people, it comes a little bit more naturally. You can use it for healing, rest, and rejuvenation. You can use it for spiritual purposes, journeying, like the next step of meditation. Arguably, you could probably use it for remote viewing, spirit travel. There's also, which I like to call, the naughty factor. Got some people on your bucket list? Notice I said people, because I don't know if you like men or women or both or other, because honestly I don't give a shit. Just, I hope that other doesn't mean animals or children, because if you're watching this and you like to sleep with animals or children, please unsubscribe. Please don't tell me, because I'll have to hunt you down. Personally, I love women. I love all of them. My wife knows this. But there are some men that I would gladly share my marriage bed with. So, yeah. To me, beautiful people are beautiful people, and that's final. Lucid dreaming can be used for so many different things. Like I said, your imagination is the only thing that really limits you. So depending on how creative you are as a person, that reality can be your oyster. It can be used for therapy in such a way. For people that have been prone to experience recurring nightmares. I've helped a couple people out with that. sat down with them, the whole chitty chat with tea and cookies. Gone through via therapy with them. My major in school was psychology, so the only reason why I didn't continue my degree is I don't like people enough to really want to help them on a mass level. It's all about knowing your circles for me. For me, it's my family, my extended family, which are friends and family, and then, my tribe, my people, my community, Shinshakt. And then after that, I don't really care. I'm not saying I'm not kind or compassionate, but if it's not within my in circle, then I don't have the time or energy to deal with this universal concept of, we are the world. Sorry, not everybody is invited to my bonfire. Take some time, look into lucid dreaming, check out my blog. It will be a great tool for you. It can be great fun. It can be a great stress reliever. Everybody has some sort of something in their daily lives that's just not the greatest. Maybe your job's not the greatest. Maybe just your travel to your work environment's crappy, or maybe you're struggling with some personal demons. Who isn't? Maybe you have unresolved issues from your past. Lucid dreaming can be a helpful tool. And it can be a good release. It can be good fun. You can wake up laughing. I often do wake up laughing. Sometimes it'd be nice to remember why, though. So, you guys have a pleasant day. Enjoy the fall while it's here. All things pumpkin spice everywhere. Everywhere. Stores are decorating for Christmas already. Certain places, making me nauseous. I've noticed that some of the tops of the trees this morning are starting to turn red. Some of the leaves are yellowish. Some of them are lighter green now. We are in the fall. Embrace the fall within your lives. Death can be beautiful. And we will talk with you soon. Until then, Slán go fóill.